Welcome, friends on the internet, back to another wonderful episode of Toy Art. My name is Zach Kinsella. As always, this is the channel where we break down toys and action figures down to their art and design, talk about that, and really have some fun with it. Tonight, we're finally getting into it, boys and ghouls, with Bray Wyatt, the Fiend in specific, from WWE. I've had a lot of people asking me, like, when are you going to get into the wrestling stuff? Because we know you're a huge wrestling nerdo, and I am a huge professional wrestling nerdo. It is exciting. So, I am talking tonight all about the Fiend. I figure with Spooktober going on, let's get the first one, a big one. And unfortunately, like, Bray's gone from WWE, but, like, he's going to pop up and it's going to be awesome somewhere. So we'll talk about his art and design and talk about our first wrestling figure. He's here. So we're going to get into it. As we always do, here's him from the front. Here he is from the side. And here he is from the back. Nice thing about WWE figures is that they stand very well. I know that seems like a weird thing, but like you collectors know, like having figures that stand up on their own, oh, thank you. Even when he's holding a full honking head here. So let's talk about his theme, what went into sculpting this character, and the deco, because I feel like, man, the deco was really where it's at with this figure. So I'm going to take apart, pull off take off his head here. And I want an auto lock, so let's get locked in there. There you go. You can see him nice and big. He's got the lantern inside there. You can put this on someone's head, so we're going to try that here in a minute. Or you can put a light in there. I have no idea. I haven't played around with it too much, but man, they got the dreadlock grunginess of his dreadlocks down. And, what looks great is that, the handle's a dreadlock as well. So he is an awesome looking character. You can see inside there, we've got the classic lamp. He's got his eyes sewn shut. He's pretty, like, magnificently horrifying as an accessory. Probably one of the best wrestling accessories I've ever seen. Not gonna lie. I'm super into him. So there's your regular Bray Wyatt head. We'll put the old lantern down and bring our boy up to the front here. So I'm just going to look at the torso here for a minute. I'll brighten him up. So looking at this torso, what sticks out to me is that we have the sculpt down, and the sculpt is nice because he's not a thin dude. He's bulky, so he's got some bulk to him. He's not as big as Bray Wyatt would be when I see him in person or see him wrestling on TV. So he's not quite as bulky and fat as Bray Wyatt can be, but he's still got some of that musculature and some of the weight on him as well there too. So, looking at him over here, you can see man, it's pretty impressive how they have that scan of these tattoos. And you can see these are Bray Wyatt's actual living tattoos. They're not his, they're not just made up create-a-wrestler tattoos. Looking around there, you get some nice musculature on those arms and this crazy back piece, right? What I think sticks out here as well is the would be the dreadlocks up top here as well. He's got a nice texture with those blonde dreadlocks here now. We've got a shaved head. We've got a very mankind looking mask that straps around the sides there. And then of course you have the Fiend's face. The Fiend is absolutely way more terrifying than any of the McFoley figures, which is cool. He's his own thing. He's got those sharp teeth and that. The texture on his mask is really where I want to have you all take a look see right here, because he's he's a creeper and he reflects. Whoop. There he is, back in action. So he's reflective here as well too. There's really a lot of nice highlights. And they really knocked out the mask's texture. You can see right under here, it's all cruddy and gross and grimy. So as you look at him, yeah, he's gross. He's grimy, but he's also got super creepoid eyes and teeth and the so you can see him there. He's like something you never want to see when you turn that corner in a haunted house. You're like, "Yep, I'm done here." That's when you see that, you're done. Like out of here. Let's see if I can get some of these tattoos focused in on here. Yeah, they look nice, don't they? He also has his like on his gloves he has hurt. I believe it's over on this one. Hurt and heal, heal and hurt on his sweet black leather gloves. So he is one intimidating badass of a figure. You know what's kind of interesting as well here on this is like around the stomach area is where they have most of the detail on his tank top. You know, it doesn't look like it's like tucked in, but it is, right? And like the belt's painted on, so it's like kind of like a much more of a cartoony vibe, which I'm fine because he's a cartoonish like supernatural character, right? Like, you know, a lot of people want to take wrestling so seriously, but you have to like really think about the absurdity and what goes into it and accept it for that. So like a lot of these Mattel sculpts are like definitely much more cartoony, which we've seen in the Masters of the Universe line as well, which I think is pretty cool. Honestly, like realism does not have to rule everything. And in fact, as a cartoonist, I'm like, yeah, you can keep that. So spicy takes here all day. What we can see is like most of like in his pants, his crazy circus pants, is where you're gonna see most of the detail in this figure. And mostly around front, but around backside you can still see like there's some edges right when it comes up to his tail side here, like where his pants and legs would bend is where you would see that. So as like I'm mimicking him walking. It's pretty neat. I should make a TikTok about that. You can see the striped pants and then the actual texture here for those pads, those patchwork pads that he has here. And it does not look like he's wearing like knee pads at all. So that's one thing to know as well too, is like he's very, like these are very much just pants at this point. And then we get down to these sweet, sweet leather boots. They have a lot of the texture detail as well. Whoop, he's almost about to kick us. But you can see like where they lace up. And what's nice is like they're nicely articulated here. And that's the one thing that I really like is that I can really make sure, you know, there's a little space to see in between though with the joints, but you know, they do such a nice job of these boots and these shoes as he is known for. His evil boots and his one little maroon stripe around the back there. But you get to see like right where the legs meet the boot here. It's on Canadian, but it's like right there at the boot. He's got some pins in here as well. Does not have double jointed arms, anything like that. He's an elite figure, but not quite that elite. And that's where the Ultimate figures change up. That's where you get like a much different Fiend than you would see. Oh, he's a blurry boy. That's where you get to see a much different Fiend if you want the more articulated, more detailed. For me, like I really like the Elite figures, honestly, all on their own, because I don't, I'm not playing wrestling as much as I would love to, like just play wrestlers, but I do like getting them in different poses. And as this is like the Fiend's first Elite, I really wanted to grab this figure. And as you can see here, man, like he's intimidating. He's evil. He is wicked. More so, he's here. And he starts, I wish they had made a Bray Wyatt, and I didn't get him, the one with the Firefly Funhouse. As much as I kind of wanted to, I just didn't want both of them. And so I'm interested to see now, like, with this figure, I have two of them now, because there was some exclusive I wanted to get, and I can't remember why. Anyways, I have two of them. I think one of them was a little bit more like elbow articulation, to be honest with you. But I still never got the Ultimate one with the sweet like black leather trench coat jacket. That's the only thing I feel like I'm missing from him, and the switchable arms as well too. But I think honestly, what a great figure. You know, you get to see everything and anything. The paint jobs are fantastic. The only things like that like really get to me sometimes on these is like, you know, and we'll talk about this more with more Mattel figures and AEW figures, is that there's no texture to the wrist wraps. And that's a weird cartoonist thing, because when I draw them, those are some of my favorite things to draw on wrestlers. Are the you know, the wrist wraps, the arm wraps. Like, that's a fun thing to draw, and to not see those given any love. And it's kind of the same thing with this belt. As much as I love like the cartooniness and the paint, and like it looks great from afar, when you're like, man, I want just a little bit extra. And maybe that's where Ultimates live, to be honest with you. It probably is. But that's my write-up of the wonderful Bray Wyatt, the Fiend here, as it were. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this guy. You know, we're in spooky season, and I'm feeling like before it's over, we're going to see him pop up somewhere, whether it's AEW, Impact, or who knows where else. Maybe even Ring of Honor. Or maybe on some other TV show. I hope all the best for him. Yeah, and that's our little write-up of Mr. Bray Wyatt here. All right, boys and ghouls, that was The Fiend, Mattel's, my first WWE figure. Really cool figure. He is awesome. I wish I got that Ultimate, but like I said, maybe I'll just go find a nice leather jacket for him and do it like that. I already have 2 of those figures. Don't think I really need a third on there. I'm not that obsessed with our friend Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. So, I would love to know what wrestlers you want to see me talking about, which wrestling figures. I have a ton of AEW and WWE figures, new and old. So let me know in those comments who you want to hear about. Give me a like and a subscribe if you really dug this channel. We are having some fun, rocking and rolling with wrestling figures and all types of figures out there. And again, please share. Post this. Let people know you love it. Let me know what you think. Those shares really help this channel grow, and I really want to have a nice big channel following. So find me on Instagram, TikTok, all those things will be in the comments below. And I'll also have some cool subscription stuff going on over here for you. If you want to see the rest of these videos, take a look right over here. Thanks.